Hi, everyone. Welcome to the BNB Chain Hackathon 2024 Q2. I'm Jimmy, Senior Solution Architect for the BNB Chain. Today, I'm going to introduce the 14 challenges and dev tools of the hackathon. And also, I will introduce the submission guide for you so that you can start building on the BNB Chain. So let me share my screen first. So you must have been seeing my screen. In this hackathon, actually, all the submissions are going through by the Dora Hacks. We collaborate with Dora Hacks to help you to submit your projects easily. So first, before I dive into the hackathon tracks challenges, I'd like to introduce the basic information first. Um, through the Dora Hacks, you can see here. You can find the hackathon 2024 Q2 page, and you can find the details information here. There are a couple of important information. First is the key dates. So we're going to start it. Actually, we already started the application. So the deadline will be the April 25th, and this is the time for the submission. And by the end of the May, we are going to announce the winner, and after that, it will be the incubation. So the submission requirements, you must read for this detailed information. For example, all the projects or works must be deployed or linked to the BNB chain, including the Greenfield, opBNB, or BSC. And all the projects you are going to submit must be open source and freely accessible so that our judges and the judges and other participants can understand what you are building. At the same time, you must share your work through the GitHub and including the design and planning documents. If not all the features, I know the time is very limited, so some of the new features or coming plan can be included as well. It is better that you can have a brief video. At the same time, the smart contract addresses must be included. For example, after you deploy to the BSC, the corresponding smart contract on the BSC should be shared, and you have to at least make 2 transactions during the hackathon. And to guarantee the fairness, we want the projects must be newly developed for this hackathon specifically, and participants are required to tweet their projects using the build on BNB hash and tag the relevant challenges they are actually entering. So this is the high-level introduction of this hackathon. I'm going to introduce the BNB chain track challenges. So actually, the BNB chain track challenges have multiple tracks. For example, the AI tracks, the deeping, the game, DeFi, and the social, of course, the infrastructure. So I'll go through one by one. Let's go to the AI track first. The AI track, actually, we want to focus on the AI-generated content platform. So this platform actually will provide a AI-generated content platform for the BNB chain. So this service will allow users to create, share, and tokenize or monetize the various types of content. For example, any contents could be possible. For example, the text, images, or audio, etc. So we encourage you to use the advanced AI models run on the blockchain. So the service could provide incentives for the content creator so that the content creator could be the owner of the content and shared with others by set permissions for different users and consumers, as well as a well-designed governance policy or governance mechanism will be very helpful. So the purpose is that we want to utilize the BNB chain because of its high performance and the affordability and cross-chain compatibility to help you to build this kind of the services, the AI-generated content platform on the BNB chain. Next, I will go to the deeping part. Deeping actually, we want to just actually, this one has been shared in the Q1 hackathon as well. We call it the blockchain of things on the BNB Greenfield, because we believe the BNB Greenfield is a good place to start building this kind of the BOT services, because the Greenfield actually has the capability to transfer the transactions between the Greenfield and also the BSC, as well as opBNB. We do provide this kind of the programmability among different chains. So this challenge actually is to design and implement a BOT system that can include the data collection and the storage from the IoT devices, because the Greenfield actually is a decentralized storage network. So we want you to utilize the storage network to save the data of the IoT, as well as to provide the programmability capabilities to the users and the developers. The purpose of this system will include several aspects. For example, the Greenfield itself is a low-cost system compared with other decentralized storage, and we want you to eliminate the need for centralized servers, so that every data of the IoT stuff will be saved on the decentralized storage network. And at the same time, the scalability and performance could be considered, because the distributed network peers, they do have some, the consensus mechanism, as well as the different ways of handling data compared with the centralized servers. So you have to think about improve the stability and the performance stuff. And because you're going to use the Greenfield, by nature, it will provide the trust and transparency of data, so that you can innovate the usage of the data by the decentralized storage. So you can go to the Greenfield document to understand how this kind of design can help you to build such a system. Next, important track is the gaming track, because we believe from the BNB chain, we believe the game will be the next, maybe not next, already a very hot topic on the Web3 world. So opBNB actually is the layer 2 solution of the BNB chain, which means it has much lower cost compared with the BSC, and also the bigger capacity compared with the BSC, because the opBNB has 100 million gas per second capacity, so that you can utilize the ultra low cost and high performance on the opBNB. Of course, you can use some of the fully on-chain game SDKs or frameworks to build on top of the BSC, on top of the opBNB, because opBNB is fully EVM compatible, so you can reuse your existing framework on the opBNB. Another challenge of the gaming track is we call it middleware service for dynamic NFT content updates. Actually, it's not only limited to the image, but also some other stuff. Because as you know, the Greenfield is compared with Arweave or Faircoin or IPFS, it's more hot data friendly, which means you can update the data on the Greenfield by any time. So we want to have let's imagine a case that when you play a game, your character or your virtual assets can upgrade from time to time. So that means you have to update the file stored on the Greenfield from time to time when your character evolves in the game. So we want to have a middleware service or framework that can simplify this kind of the process for the game developers, can abstract away the complexities of the BNB Greenfield interaction. So the game developers can utilize your middleware service to update and manage the virtual representation of NFT stored on the BNB Greenfield. This will be very interesting for the game developers. So the key requirements of this challenge is that you can, through the framework or middleware service you are going to provide, the game developers can store and organize images or any other assets associated different levels or states of in-game NFTs. And you must also provide a easy to use interface for authorized admins to trigger the image updates through the API or through the SDK, so that you can streamline the control and oversight the process. And the framework or service can integrate the game logic to detect the changes in NFT aperture. For example, we are um, when the virtual assets in the game has increased to another level, so this kind of the logic can be handled in the framework through the API. And also the developer experience is another aspect we want to evaluate. So if you can offer a developer-friendly SDK for easy integration, that will be very, very interesting to the game developers. So that's all the challenges in the gaming track. Next, I'm going to introduce the DeFi track. DeFi, actually, let me introduce the positions of the BNB chain first. In our BNB chain landscape, actually the BSC, which is a layer 1 network, is our DeFi hub. So we want to, the first challenge of the DeFi track is the real world asset tokenization on the BSC. Actually, we want to accelerate the real world asset tokenization. And, the DeFi logo based on RWA would improve the liquidity on the BSC. So we are looking for the proposals of the innovative and a scalable solution that can bring the real RWA to the BNB Smart Chain ecosystem. RWA that can exist outside the blockchain, such as real estate, art, commodities, and other any assets that can be tokenized. By tokenizing the RWA and you bring to the BSC, we can unlock the new ways of the DeFi and create more value for the BSC community. So the following, the respects should be following aspects should be paid attention to during your develop or design your solution. Of course, the security is the highest priority because it is a tokenization solution, and so that we can not only the BNB chain but also the developers can verify means to transfer the tokens on the BSC. And of course, you can utilize the BSC's high speed and low fees. This is by nature if you deploy the contract on the BSC, and it can be if it could be easily integrated with the existing DeFi protocols. It will, offer user new use cases such as lending, borrowing, staking, etc. This will be very important. And of course, you must comply with relevant legal and regulatory framework for the RWA. Another challenge we have in the DeFi track is the points trading system on BNB chain. The points system is like, when you, for example, if you are a DeFi user, you can provide the liquidity to the BNB chain, or you can staking your BNB. You can stake your BNB to the DeFi protocol. This kind of things can generate points for a user. So this kind of the points can be traded on top of the BNB chain through the points trading system. So that this kind of the platform must support the trading activities, referrals, and content creation. The promotion, communication, engagement, etc. So that every user can see their points generated by their activities on the BNB chain ecosystem. And this platform should be a comprehensive solution that can integrate with the existing BNB chain ecosystem. For example, of course, in this hackathon, your time is limited. You can design the minimum viable product based on the requirements here or challenges description here, and put your future plan, the future work in the documents as well. So, but please keep in mind that we are going to, design a marketplace that can trade their points, and the transparency and fairness guarantees or mechanisms should be considered at the same time. Besides the points trading system, we want to have a yield aggregation system on the BNB chain as well. So it could be a cross-chain yield exploration. So that means you can that the users can design a strategy of seamless locating and utilizing the attractive yield opportunities across multiple chains, because the BNB chain has at least 3 chains that are actively used by the users, including the opBNB, BSC, and Greenfield. So this kind of the cross-chain yield exploration must include these 3 chains. And these proposals should, optimize the cross-chain ecosystem and also have a risk management measures in design, so that we can guarantee the asset safety on this platform, and also employ adaptable approaches to yield farming. So this could include AI-powered predictions or any other yield generating mechanism should be considered. And of course, a user-friendly experiences is a must for this kind of the exchange system. Next challenge I want to highlight is the social trading and the modern trade for the modern traders. So we hope this social trading system should have a seamless Telegram integration, because we have observed that a lot of the Web3 users are actually very active within the Telegram. So if we can provide a trading bot within the Telegram system, providing the trading tools like exchange, swap, and other staking, etc., through the trading pool tools and the market updates directly within the messaging interface, that will be very interesting and user friendly for the BNB chain users. And we also want this kind of the social trading platform can customize or allow users to personalize their trading experiences. So the users can set different alerts, defining the signal parameters and creating customer strategies for their trade. So this proposal, we are looking for a Telegram-centric trading bot, with the customizations capability to allow the users to define their own trading strategy. And the user experiences is also a must when you design a system. For example, you can prioritize different interfaces like the commands, the streamlined bot interactions and the market data integration. Of course, again, you can define the minimum viable product in this hackathon developing time, and also put the most important features in your document so that we can see that will happen in the future. Advanced features, for example, the AI-powered features are very, very interesting features we want to see. For example, the sentiment analysis. For example, because people talking each other, if this kind of the sentiment can be analyzed by your platform and predict some modeling, that would be very interesting. After the DeFi track, I will talk about the social track. Just as previous hackathon, we also looking for the decentralized social network, which is always interesting to the BNB chain ecosystem, so that we can use the blockchain technologies to innovate the social network. And the most important feature of the social network will be the tokenized user data and contents, and protect the user's privacy. And censorship resistance, of course, you have to think about the solution. How to design the system can be, censorship resistant. So if a team of developers can create a centralized social network for the BNB chain ecosystem, that will be very interesting for us. And of course, you can also think about integrate with the BNB, not only on the BSC, but also on the opBNB, as well as the decentralized storage to save the user data on the Greenfield. That will be a plus. Another challenge in the social track, we call it social graph middleware, which middleware means it's kind of the framework or a um, platform that can be used by the client or application developer. So if you can provide this kind of the framework and provide the SDK as well as API for the decentralized this SOC application developer, that is the purpose. So if you are familiar with the existing SocialFi in, landscape, there are multiple solutions out there. So that means in this challenge, we want to see the innovative solution that can streamline the whole process and also design the protocols and tools to ensure the transparency and interoperability between the SocialFi applications. That will be very interesting to us. And this kind of SocialFi, why we want to push this forward is that we believe the emergence of SocialFi represents a pivotal moment where social media and decentralized financial system intersect. So a social graph maps the relationships between interactions among the users on the platform that represents how individuals are connected through the friendships, the follows, likes, shares, etc. We can analyze the social dynamics and tailor user experiences, and also provide some advertisement. Next challenge will be the video streaming middleware. It is another framework or platform that you can inspire innovations within the BNB Chain ecosystem. So we are going to we are looking for a team that can construct the decentralized data broadcasting network that focus on the scaling video data transfer through the P2P network. So I know there are some of the existing network already. So that means this kind of the decentralized video data network should be robust enough and also efficient enough and utilize the decentralized distribution of video content to minimize the or eliminate the reliance on the centralized servers. So during your design work, you must think about how the network can handle the significant loads. For example, if you are going to design a Web3 version of YouTube, so how are you going to support the transfer of high quality video content, without degradation in the performance of the numbers of users growth? Another thing is that you must think about how to optimize the data transfer to ensure the live high-speed video streaming downloading compared even better than the centralized system. And of course, the user incentivization is another thing I want to highlight, is that built on top of the Greenfield or any other BSC or opBNB, you have to think about how to develop a tokenomics or incentives model that can reward the user who are contributing resources such as not only the bandwidth but also the storage or any content, etc., so that the whole ecosystem can integrate together to provide a very solid foundation for the users. So one thing I want to highlight is the low latency and bandwidth. So it requires the mechanism to compress and uncompress the data, and also to fully utilize the bandwidth capabilities. So this kind of things you have to consider from the day one. At the same time, the network performance and the scalability is also very important when you design the whole solution. The final track I want to talk about is the infrastructure track. So infrastructure means the underlayer of the BNB chain that we want to provide to the developers and the users so that we can simplify or streamline the whole development process. So the first challenge of the infrastructure track is that we want to have a streamlined DF development SDK on BNB Chain. I know the BNB Chain, of course, is a EVM compatible chain, which means you can reuse the existing EVM development SDK on the BNB chain, of course. But BNB chain actually has multiple chains, and we are pushing the one BNB chain paradigm. So that means if anyone can provide a streamlined SDK for the BNB chain, so that users do not have to worry about the complexities among different chains within the BNB chain ecosystem. For example, the programmability between the opBNB or BSC to the Greenfield, and also design some of the the best practices for the DF developers so that they can easily build the DF within the BNB chain. That would be very helpful for the BNB chain ecosystem. So the target is that for the Web3 newcomers, through this kind of intuitive development framework, they can easily build on BNB chain instead of having to learning different stuff, understanding the technical details of the blockchain itself. So they can use their familiar programming languages, for example, the TypeScript or Python or any other programming languages. And another thing is that the Seamless incorporate the best practice, for example, the AA wallet SDK, which means the account abstraction SDK, to simplify the onboarding process, and eliminate early cost barrier. By providing the free access to RPC services will be very good. For example, you can collaborate with some RPC providers, or you can build your own RPC servers, and this kind of RPC can be integrated with the SDK. And as a developer, as an app developer, I don't have to worry about anything about this kind of the node services. That would be very good. So this SDK is going to offer, in summary, this SDK is going to offer a opinion native structure to simplify the development choices, helping the developers to focus on their core functionalities instead of learning too much about the blockchain technology itself. Next challenge of the infrastructure is the comprehensive layer 2 dashboard. We call it a dashboard because we want to see the insight of the layer 2 on the ecosystem on the BNB chain. So it can provide a high-level dashboard showcasing the key metrics across different layer 2 solutions within the BNB chain. And also, we want to see the drill down data, including, for example, the TVL, the total value locked, or transaction volume, or unique activity addresses, etc. And also, we can provide comparative analytics to facilitate users to compare different layer 2s within the BNB chain. So if you're familiar with the layer 2, L2 bit, it could be a very good example to reference. So the key consideration of this is, the data source is how you're going to get the real-time data and also monitor the real-time events on the chain, as well as thinking about how the indexing services could be designed and scalability, etc. How you define the different key metrics, and if the users want to customize some of the metrics, how you are going to support it. So this kind of things, you should think about it and make it happen in your design, in your design work. The next challenge will be the MEV activity. So before I dive into the MEV stuff, I'm going to introduce the background of why we think this could be very important for the BNB chain. Because we are going, if you are familiar with the BNB chain ecosystem, you must have seen that our beacon chain is going to be sunset, and we are pushing everything to a streamlined process on the BSC directly. At the same time, we are going to implement the PBS, which means the proposer and builder separation, so that we can build a transparent and fair MEV marketplace on the BSC. So this kind of the dashboard or transparency is needed because we want to make sure all the searchers and the builders and the validators within the BSC can see the data. So that of course, the users can also see the data. So the users can choose the corresponding which builders they want to collaborate with, and from the builder's perspective, which validators I'm going to register with. So this kind of the transparency is very important for healthy MEV marketplace. So the main objective, this is the background why we want this. So the main objective or goals of the MEV dashboard is that we can get the real time and historical volume of the MEV occurring on the BNB chain, and also the MEV source identification to provide, categorize the MEV activities by common strategies such as the arbitrage, liquidation, the sandwich attacks, etc. And check the MEV extraction by specific searchers and validators provide insight or drill down data for their for the users. And also the network impact assessment is important because we want to analyze how MEV activities can influence metrics like the transaction fees, the gas prices, and network congestions. So it will be a comprehensive MEV dashboard that can provide the transparency for the BNB chain MEV landscape. So you can read the detailed description of what kind of the requirements is needed for this challenge. Of course, again, you don't have to finish all of them in this hackathon, but you want to design an MEV minimum viable product and share with us your future plan. So that's pretty much about the BNB chain track challenges. You can find all the information in the Dora hacks, as well as you can find this kind of the challenges in our BNB chain GitHub repo as well. So anytime you have any questions or concerns, you can also provide your comments in the BNB chain challenges GitHub repo as well. So next thing, I want to introduce the submission guide. Of course, you need your Dora Hacks account before you submit your projects. And after you get your Dora Hacks account, you can go through the whole process. First is register as a hacker and submit build, and apply the existing build, and identify the track, which track you want to join. And also, you can create your build and fill the related information here. Of course, at the beginning, you don't have to finish everything. So you can just submit first and then update your URLs and details of your project before the deadline. That should be fine. So all the details, I don't want to go through all the details here. You can just find the information here. I just want to highlight is that this GitHub repo can be updated after you finish it. You don't have to provide it from the day one, but it is recommended you submit first and then update the information here. Of course, you can make any changes after you submit your projects and by editing your build. That's it. And developer toolkit, we put all the related information, including the BSC faucet. You can get some test token. Of course, if you need more and you don't want to wait for a long time, you can also contact with us to get some test token, of course. And also the opBNB doc and a Greenfield doc, you can find everything here for your references. Yeah, that's pretty much I have today. And I'm very, very excited to be here and looking for your innovative solutions and your submissions. The BNB Chain team is ready to help you to build your projects, and after that we will evaluate all the projects, and also we provide incubation and the feedbacks for you. Let's keep building and work together. Thank you.